Now that all of our text is in, it's time to get an image in so we can show a picture of the house that we're selling. So we're going to put this in between the features and the recent updates section. So in your document, you should have a blank line here, and I'll turn my show hide paragraph mark back on. If you don't have a blank line, make sure you kind of have one of these backwards looking P things. And before we enter in our picture, you're going to center this paragraph. So you can either use Control E or we're going to center that. Now we're going to get our image from Sam. If you go back to your activity list or your activity calendar, depending on where your teacher has it, and open up that project, along the left hand side here you're going to see some support files. In this case, this is the picture that we're going to use and put that into our document. So if you click on that once, what's going to happen is it's going to navigate to your downloads folder. If you want to click the show in folder, you're going to see that that comes to your downloads. You can copy and paste it onto your H drive if you want, but really we know that most things downloaded from the internet are going to go into our downloads folder. So back in Word, in that blank paragraph right here, we're going to insert in a picture. So go up to the Insert tab, and under the Illustrations group, we're going to insert a picture, and we're going to go from this device. Now, since we just downloaded that from our Downloads folder, you need to find your downloads along the left window pane here, and you should see the Support WD1 House. Once you find that, whether it's in your H drive or your downloads folder, click the insert button and that picture is going to be put into your document. Now I know it's really big right now. Don't worry about that. We're going to modify that here in just a second. Now that our picture's in here, we need to kind of modify this. It's a little bit big. So what I'm going to do to change my view first so I can work with it a little bit easier here is go to the View tab, and I want to view one page so I can kind of see what I'm working with. When we are resizing a picture, we never want to resize from the middle of the image. We always want to drag from the corner. And in this case, I would typically tell you just to kind of drag it down and resize it. But what we want to end up doing is we want Sam to have the right size. So we're going to click down using the Picture Format tab, just so everyone can see, right? As I drag it proportionally, my image does not get distorted. However, if I were to, and I don't need you to do this, if you were to drag it to the side, that image obviously does not look too good. From here, what we want to do is get an exact size. So anytime I put something into my document, and that could be a shape, that could be an icon, that could be an image in this case, we're going to get a new tab that comes up. And in this case, we have the Picture Format tab. And all of these things will do certain functions to modify the picture. Sam is asking us for a specific size. If you were doing this flyer on your own, you can kind of drag by the corners. But because Sam likes us to make sure we submit these with the exact dimensions, and we don't want to have this marked wrong when we submit this product, we will go ahead and resize over here. So what I want you to do is use these arrow keys, and we're just going to click down until the height says about 3.3. You're going to see everyone come up onto one page. So your height should automatically say 3.3. I'm sorry, your width should be 3.3 and your height should be about 2.85. And that image is in a good spot. You can see that we went from 2 pages down to 1 and everything kind of fits well for us here. If for whatever reason it doesn't fit, you might have missed a step at the very beginning, and you're going to want to make sure that your margins are still narrow. If it's normal margins like the document started with, it might not fit onto one page. So call your teacher over if you need help with that.